Good morning, everyone. Rick Coluccio. This is the Raymond George Engaged Weekly Update, which is a new sort of segment that we've been doing. You may see me on your live feed, often doing the Recruiting EQ podcast. Quick shout out to the fact that we are dangerously close to episode 100, which is going to be a fun time. We'll probably have a couple of posts around that. But yeah, today for the Engaged report, as mentioned last week, our format is we're going to start with a role of the week. So the role of the week this week that we are working on in an engaged capacity is an ed tech role. So this is really a high impact 360 consultant, like senior consultant. This is an organization that is really passionate and cares about the future of education. And I think that's what they're looking for from someone. So obviously recruiting agency work is very salesy and very metrics driven and all that. This is an opportunity to do something that actually makes a bit more of a difference, right? Not to say that it's not metrics driven, not to say that it isn't a 360 role where you're expected to sell and obviously to hustle. But it's a thought leadership role. It's a lot about networking with people, going to various events and really talking shop and embedding yourself into the technology market. A lot of these are Series B startups, but there are some large companies involved as well. People at the core of the company are extremely intelligent, passionate, charismatic. Like, it's a really great group to work for. It's fully remote. So if you're interested, this is in the US, mind you, fully remote anywhere in the US, preferably in Northeast, because they're based out of New York for the most part. But still, you don't have to be in New York proper. It can be fully remote. So do reach out to me if you are interested or if you know anyone who is. Second thing is the tool of the week, right? So this is a tech tool that we have, investigated, spoken with people. So this is this week's tool of the week is Truffle. Truffle is a very interesting candidate screening platform. We had the founder of Truffle, Sean Griffith, on the Recruiting EQ podcast a couple of weeks ago. I've spoken about this tool with a couple of hiring managers, and there's a huge interest there. It is a more affordable solution than some of its competitors out there, like Paradox, for example, which does some similar functionality. I haven't done a cross comparison, in all honesty, to know exactly how similar they are. But certainly, if you are in a TA capacity, this is probably, it'll work in agency for sure. But it's probably more likely if you're in a TA capacity and you have a lot of incoming candidates that there's a high volume that needs to be organized and sifted through and screened. Obviously, weeding out profiles that aren't relevant is a concern, and having one-way screen is another way that it does things. It's kind of a very human forward way of getting the results in front of you to sort of take a lot off your plate. So I would absolutely say reach out to me if you're interested. Happy to put up a link to Truffle on this event as well. And Sean's a great guy and a fellow Canadian, so that's fun. And third and not most important, but certainly most relevant today, it is the first day in Canada of hosting the World Cup. And as I mentioned in prior engaged updates here, I'm going to do a bit of a FIFA World Cup roundup just to sort of show the impact of what this is here downtown Toronto and in my neighborhood. I live right at the cusp of Parkdale and Liberty Village. Liberty Village is where BMO Field is. I took a walk down there earlier today. Now the game is only at 2:45 Eastern, but this is a little bit of what you can expect to see. So this is a walkover bridge that they have for pedestrians to get over to the grounds. But right off the bat, you see that there's sort of like all kinds of signage. This is the walkover pathway. So I tried to get there earlier so that this way it's not going to be filled with 50,000 people going to the game. I presume that the whole grounds and area are going to get filled with people as well. So this is what it's like when you get into the X and you're walking in. Again, I'm assuming this will be flooded with people. Here's a little selfie to prove that I didn't just grab these off the internet. And then this is, you can't hear this right now because the audio is not playing, but they're actually playing the national anthems already for Bosnia and Canada. But I was impressed with the setup, actually. For all the criticism that Toronto and Canada have received for how they set this thing up in the media, it actually seems like really not disruptive. It's a great vibe. Everybody who's going there seems like they're having a great time, and families and so on. I know it's just getting rolling, and there's only a couple thousand of the 50,000 people that are going to be there. But so far, you know what? Clap, clap. Good job, Toronto. Anyhow, this is a great place to remind you that I am around if you have questions, if you are seeking an impact hire, particularly in the U.S. territory, and you're in a staffing agency or an executive search firm or consulting firm, give me a ring. Let's have a chat about it. And even if you're not currently looking for a role or looking to hire, very happy to sort of trade notes, talk about the market and all that stuff. Have a great week and talk to you soon.